And what a season we're having here in Nashville with our rookies jumping into the lineup and growing pretty well. Production will come in time, not too worried about that. But their growth is really what is the key right here, and we're hopefully going to see a heck of a lot more of that, as well as, all the draft picks that we have. We can't use them all, and we may be looking to move some of them. Probably looking to move some of them. I'm not maybe here, maybe at the draft, maybe a little bit of both. But before we get into this trade deadline fiesta video, go ahead and hit that like button for me, guys. Help this series continue the awesome momentum that it's had, and help me beat that YouTube algorithm. Okay, so we'll take a look at this. There's been some concern from people saying putting these guys in too big of roles early on. I don't know. Like, I mean, there's that argument. Like, are they in too big of a role? Like, I guess, I don't know, having them on the top power play, but in my opinion, it's kind of working. And it's not really seeming to have a negative effect. If they weren't growing, I would say you had a point. But they absolutely are growing here. And, well, I mean, as evidenced by, well, they're all getting growth, and now they're in a higher role. So I'm going to move them up into that role. Yes, I could keep them on the third line, but I don't think there's any reason to. If they grew in their role, I'm putting them up into the next role. Especially when they're high elites, medium elites. If they were low elites or something like that, sometimes it doesn't matter. But in this case, with the way our second line looked, I would say there's no reason to. Because Kubelik, he kind of, it's not enough anymore, right? Like, wasn't quite enough to, like, boost him up for performance boost, so, like, sell him high. Like, and again, we don't even really need to sell the guy high, considering we already have more than max amount of picks, at least in the first 2 rounds, so we'll have to be moving some of those anyway. More concerned about why do I have a defenseman here instead of some of my forwards, and I explained it a little bit in a reply, but I'll explain it right here, too. It is sometimes better to just have unsigned guys, or no, sorry, have guys unsigned rather than throw them in to that role or something like that. I don't like guys listed as other forward. I'm not going to go ahead and play a playmaker on the 4th line there to sign him just to play him. I could play him because he's juniors. Same with this guy, but they're very, very low overall. I'd rather not use up a roster spot, because they would use up a roster spot. They're not exemptions. If they were exemptions, I couldn't play them there. So, I mean, there's several guys. I mean, all of these guys could technically play there. But, in my experience, having guys on contract and putting them into, like, a 3rd or 4th line role, or if they're listed as other forward, putting them in, like, the top 6, it doesn't really make a difference with where they're at. Some prospects, they just don't grow. Some prospects just grow. Like, there's some things you can do to help it, but I feel like a lot of it's sort of built into it. Like, Van Riemsdyk, I could have, you could probably make a bit of a better argument. I could play him, but again, defenseman, that doesn't matter. So sometimes leaving guys off contract is the better bet rather than throwing him into a way too high of role. Like, if they're 70 overall, listed as other forward, then you can start thinking about it. Even then, if they've grown well enough, why bother? Save the roster spot. That's just how I do things. And that's what I've done. That's what has got me success. So why fix what isn't broken? Why fix what's broken? Okay, so that's kind of those things out of the way. Now, what I will look to do is I'm going to trade some of my picks now, probably. Not all of them. But we might trade 1 or 2 right here. So we have 11 picks total. We can only have 9. First things first. Now, I'm pretty sure... Get fucked. You friggin' idiots. Yeah, Montreal is an absolute shit show. Which is hilarious. Damn. I was gonna try to rescue Maloney. I forgot he's a high top 6. Might be a bit more difficult to rescue the guy. I was gonna try to move him into a better situation, which technically we can still do, I guess. Not giving them their own pick back. If I did that, I actually might still not go through. If this doesn't work, I could still sell him and get something in return. Son of a bee sting. Yeah, I don't know. I want to try to save him, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. Yeah, I'm not getting close to it, so unfortunately, I don't know. We'll have to try to do that at some other point when I have a bit more excess value, which I simply don't have right now. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, it's behind me. Okay. I heard my phone buzzing. I was just making sure it wasn't on the table and, like, going right into the mic. Yeah, I just don't really have the excess value to be able to save him right now, I don't think. I mean, we actually, to be fair, actually, yes, we do. Noel Segal can probably be, like, just ousted. He's 20, only 60 overall. He's a playmaker, which is not the biggest need. Alright, let's try one more time. We're trying to save Maloney here. I'm probably not going to use him on my team because, god damn, he's pretty good. His defense isn't that great, though. We already kind of have, well, I don't know. I guess I can reassess. I never like to have too many of my, of the members. Although this time I got a few more this time because, well, we could. I still feel dirty giving him that pick. I don't want to. Too far off. At least it's not saying crazy bad. I'd rather keep the seconds. Let's try to throw in that Tampa first. There we go. Well, they get first. Unfortunately for them, it's Tampa's first, so it's not going to be great. We're still going to hold on to their first, quite obviously. Yeah, they're going to have a great season, so it's going to be a late first. Watch them turn it into one of those top 9s who are way back in the late first round, too. Sometimes people just suck. So there we go. Again, I prefer the Montreal second is going to be probably worth around the same amount as that Tampa first, essentially, just based on what you can get value-wise, so that makes sense to hold on to that value. Okay, so we have Maloney now. The question is, what the hell do we do with him? Probably move him somewhere else. I could just play him for the rest of the year, but I don't want too many members on my team. I don't think he really... Again, we did need a 2C, but we kind of have that, right? We have that in AJ. AJ is going to be my 2C. That guy, I mean, yeah, you could put him on the wing. Well, let's actually look at the line so I can have a nice little visual aid. So, like, if you're thinking future sense, you got Stalin, hold the gravy, and Ice Warrior, hopefully. Ice Warrior needs to grow, but then we still have gonna have Tomasino, we're still gonna have Tolvin, and probably still Forsberg. Like, there's technically your top 6. Maybe minus Forsberg. Because you still, yeah. You got AJ still. Yeah, I'd say Forsberg, you say he's not in the long-term plans, or maybe on the third line. Then you still have Kunin, Glass. Yeah, I think it's just too much. I like AJ a lot as my future 2C. Now, he still might not get there, but yeah, Maloney wasn't... This is mostly to rescue him. We can move him somewhere else. I was going to look to see Where should we move him? We can take a look around, or I could try to place him on another member team. So I'm pulling out the list right now. There's a couple people on the Devils, one person on the Canes. Flames, there's no one's on the Bruins. Don't want to put you there by yourself. You were already by yourself on the Habs here. Let's see. Where would a good destination be? We have 3 people on the... Not even there. We'll put them on the Devils, huh? What about the Devils? Because, you know, they always need centers. We could put you with Pasternak. That's you know what? Your team is a solid team. They picked up Giroux, sure, but what do they got down the middle? Yeah, you know what? They actually are short on centers. Pasta Marchand, who's declining, sure, but then they have Roslovic now. They still have Taylor Hall for a bit. Giroux's going to be gone soon. Brown. They do have a decent chunk of centers, to be fair. But Tierney's only on 1 year. So there's that. They do have Studnicka, but he didn't really get too good. They are missing the young... Maybe we rescue him and put him here. Now, they don't actually want him at all. That's okay. We can get something back. Now, I'll probably grab some future firsts or something. Yeah. We'll just get some future picks here. Maybe first and a second from next year. That might not be enough. A bit off in value. Okay, it's actually pretty close. So we can get a second and a first if we kick back a little bit of extra. We have 10 picks for this year, so we can afford to give one up. Start with the 7. Did they just change their mind? I thought it said bit off last time. There we go. Alright, so Maloney has 6, and we got a first and a second. So Maloney has now moved to the Bruins. Let me mark that down. Where the hell's your name? Oh, there it is. Let me move you on the list, too, so... It's more, I'm trying to do my part where it's like more in freaking alphabetical order. I don't do a great job of it. It's not even close to, it's almost as bad as EA's alphabetical order. It's actually much worse. But EA's is unforgivable because it should be fucking easy to put the teams in alphabetical order. But apparently EA can't even do easy things because they're just a small indie development company. Definitely not making billions. So you guys, you know, have a little bit of some respect and lower your expectations. Okay. So, let's see here now. Okay, so also, a couple other things. We were actually looking at trades for the team. A lot of activity brought up around moving Kubalik. Kind of getting a replacement there. He has turned in more into a third liner by this point, but you could still maybe improve upon that. Although I don't really mind how he's been doing. It's essentially like, because, you know, but Gravy's out till literally the playoffs. This would be an additional sort of depth piece, essentially. Or it turns, you know, puts Sissons back on depth, and then... The thing is, when Hold the Gravy comes back, then that person gets shifted down, and Kubalik goes to depth. Or, never mind, sorry. He's getting traded, derp. So, yeah. Well, I think there's 2 options. Sorry, I'm reading the comments trying to check it out. Because, yeah, there's 2 options. Some people saying trade Kubalik for the upgrade. Or trade for the upgrade, shift down Kubalik. But then... What, does he get bumped to the 4th line if... Meh, I don't really like him on the 4th line. I like our 4th line of... Well, they are all grinders normally, but we got Benning in there right now because we were a little bit short on the forward end of things, which is usually why I carry two depth forwards. Yeah. So one option I saw was going for Taylor Hall, but I'm not going to do that now because, well, you saw Bruins having a pretty good year. There's no reason for them to trade him. As for us, I didn't like any of the values that I saw. I didn't like the values for defensemen. I didn't like the values for... It's just... I don't consider us a buyer yet. I really don't. And we're not really crushing it with the record. I think, honestly, we should... Here's the thing. You kind of want to capitalize on Kubalik, but also... We did get him for free. Letting him walk for free isn't the biggest deal if that happens. We didn't improve his value a whole heck of a lot. It just didn't work out that way. We had to play him third line a bunch, and he's just... Yeah. It's... Yeah, not really. Not really a whole lot we can get back for him. And, I mean, I could package him with LaRue, but, again, we're actually still kind of short on forwards. So doing that doesn't make a ton of sense. LaRue can get moved, maybe at the draft or something, when we can refresh and reassess and hopefully get some more forwards who can actually be in our AHL, or that we're comfortable putting in that AHL. Like Pustonen probably next year, I'm hoping, if he gets a nice enough jump. He was drafted just this past year. So he still has another off-contract year that we could utilize. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I'll do another look at it, but I wasn't over impressed by the things that we could pick up. And we're not, again, like as I said, we're not big buyers. And it would kind of be a rental. So like I'll do max 2 years, but I don't want any long-term deals here. So you can see if we want to buy overalls, yeah, Taylor Hall, Zadina, like Taylor Hall is probably the best choice. No extension, etc. But why the hell is Boston giving him up? They're going to the playoffs, and they're definitely in that win now position. Everything else, it's kind of like it's not going to be much of an upgrade. Why trade? Yeah, cheap like these, but these guys should be, you know. Again, and if you don't trade Kubalik, you can trade, you know, Kubalik, get a slight upgrade. We're not really improving anything though. Get Burakovsky back, but why? Like, yeah, I'm not seeing the reason. You can get a young guy back. Oh, there's, you know, Dawson Mercer's, you know. I don't really see the reason. It doesn't really jump off the page to me, you know. Same thing with the defense. I wasn't quite impressed with what we were seeing there. I was hoping, oh, maybe we can find, like, oh, I forgot to do the contract thing, but it doesn't matter. Hoping that we can find, like, you know, someone to throw in there. It's just the ones who are technically, like, this, OFD. Probably not who I was going to be after. Pietrangelo, too many years left. Terrible, terrible contract. Yeah. Jones is obviously awful for what he's worth. Pelech is like okay, but again, it's the 5 years. No. Actually, you know what? For Pelech, that's not bad. 5.57. Like the main one I'd consider here is Pelech. DFD, like I could play him out of those. But not really, because someone's gonna... Fabro was gonna get pushed. Yeah, again, that's too long, too many years. Too many years. So, I'm not really in love with anything here. Maybe Trouba. Alright, you know what? He's not great, but 2 years. Yeah, it's 8 mil, but... We can afford that right now. Hold on. If we can go for Trouba, you know, New York's not doing good. They're still listed as a buyer, hilariously. We could probably go for Trouba. But you can't trade Kubalik. So, again, not really. We still have to trade one of these picks. I was hoping to save it for the draft in case I wanted to move up my first a bit. Grosek, I don't know yet. I'm hoping to see, because we did, yeah, he was just drafted. Although, did we just draft the other guy? Maybe too, but he was much, much lower overall. Yeah, there's no real throwaway. Okay, here's the throwaway. Barnes is a throwaway. But he's only 60 overall. That doesn't get us too close. You can maybe, okay, at that point, if you maybe throw in the second. Also, still, you maybe chalk up moving up too much, but I mean, they don't want to give up Trouba. So you're going to have to do something else in there with the second, probably, just to make that go through. And at this point, we can't give up Kubalik. They don't want LaRue. There's no point moving him there. I mean, we can use LaRue to move up at the draft. So technically, we give away the second to use LaRue to move up. That's always an option. Low 4 you can throw in. Are they both on the block, however? No, neither. Okay, good. Neither of them are on the block. So they're not going to give us that same player nonsense. Or same role player thingy. So, okay, let's try this. See what they say with this, that later second in there. No. Okay, I'm not going to do it. It's going to cost too much. It's simply not worth it for what our situation is. If he's not on the block, we can't really do it. So, I think that's going to be our trade deadline. Let's just finish this year off and see how things do. We'll go into the playoffs with what we have. It's just not really worth it for us to buy. Delorier fully healed. Hurrah. We got the boys back. There we go. The band's back together on that fourth line. See if any major trades happen here. Yes, Darnell Nurse goes to Colorado with a third to Edmonton and to Edmonton goes 2 firsts in Bertram. Okay, so Colorado loading the boat. Okay, a few losses. See, we might just drop out of the fucking playoffs. I'll do some scouting real quick. All right, continuing on. Finally won a game right there. That was getting a bit worrisome. Where the hell was this guy? Defenseman. I had him somewhere. Here, that's right, Mr. Davies. There you go. Get back in there, son. Uh-oh, another loss. Finally win again. We shouldn't drop out, yeah, especially if we win. Actually, we're actually technically out of the playoffs right now. Holy shit. And we lost more games. We might actually drop out. Oh, no. We didn't trade our own first, thankfully. Joaquin Yandel now out with an injury again. Feel like he's been injured this year, too. Yeah, Mr. Davies, you're playing everywhere, sir. Oh, come on now. He's even a defenseman. Why doesn't he get put in there? I don't understand the sub in all lines feature. It makes no fucking sense how broken it is. Ugh. It's like when you sub a defenseman into all lines, he doesn't even get put in the defensive lines because who knows why. Dude, we can't win. We cannot fucking win. Holy shit, dude. That's bad. That was really, really bad. I think we're gonna miss the playoffs here. We did so well for so much of the year, but this is horrible. What we're doing, what we've been doing here at the end. Pretty awful. So hope like hell that the line we can win, pretty much win out. We win that game, lost that game, and I think we're done, man. I think we're done. We're not going to miss by much, but we're definitely going to miss, I think, unless something crazy happens. But yeah, no, we're at the bottom of the division. We had now freaking dude. We've had so many bullshit injuries this year. It's rough. It's absolutely rough. I'm just going to do that because I highly doubt we're making it. We won the 2 games, but now we were up by 6 freaking points. That's a tough division, but we also shit the bed at the end of the year. That's a really bad end of the season. Loss, loss, loss. 4 in a row. Win 1, lost, got a point, win 1. Like, this was an okay stretch. You thought you were turning the corner, but no. Loss, point, loss. Can't do that. Loss. That's horrible. Horrible. We should have had over 40 wins and been sub 30 regulation losses at a minimum. That was bad. Really bad end of the season there. Ended up missing the playoffs because of it. Look at that, dude. Like, look how tough this division is. The Pacific is ass. Look at that, dude. Look at the difference. That's absolutely insane. That's nuts, yeah. We would have made the playoffs if we were in the Pacific. But, unfortunately, isn't that crazy that us in the Wild and the Coyotes actually have more points than the Ducks, yet we all miss the playoffs? Gotta love that format, but alright. That's a bit of a letdown of a year. I'm not gonna. Now, yes, we had a shit ton of injuries. Those probably hurt, but also we didn't do too good. Goals for kept going down. 3.1, 283, not good enough. 60%, that went down, not good enough. Penalty kill fell apart at the end of the year. I'm not even gonna bother seeing how we stacked up. I'm a little salty about that. How the fuck did we miss the playoffs, dude? Cody Glass led the team in points somehow with 69. Nice, number one. But also, how the hell did you lead this team in points? You were playing all over the place. You went down the third line by the end of the year. Forsberg at 62, Tomasino at 62, Kunin 61. Honestly, it's our big guys not performing. That's what it came down to. Forsberg only missed one game. He wasn't even on pace for 70 points. Tomasino, 62. Kunin, 61. Tolvanen, 58 points in 82 games played, playing on that first line. Maybe, yeah, sure, he didn't have top power play. That's no fucking excuse for not even hitting 60 points with power play time still. I don't care. What? Okay, so wait, yes, Glass's power play minutes or power play totals. Maybe, maybe he hit 60 points, but for first line time, not good enough. Kubelik didn't do half bad. He got 10 points since there. It almost seems like our third line started doing really, really good. And our second line, too, because AJ had over 50 points. He was third line. So, yeah, honestly, playing with Glass, he and Glass looked to be tearing it up. Stalin ended the season with 46 points, which isn't bad. Gravy had 27, only played 63 games, but he wasn't on pace for a terrific amount. The point being was he was just growing, and that's exactly what we needed. And they're going to get nice offseason jumps. Hilpert had 40 points. Johnson had 25. They were incredible together. Hilpert's now up to an 87 at age 20. Johnson's at an 85 still, but now with that medium elite. At the end of the day, it wasn't really Saros' fault. Did he have a strong season? No. But I don't think he was the reason why we were horrible. Him and Ingram had the same save percentage. They did okay-ish, right? Glass was really, really good. How do I get fucking rid of this guy? I don't. I gotta... He was on that 1-year deal, unfortunately. Damn. Oh, he's gonna be so hard to keep. So hard to keep around. Luckily, he's one more RFA, so I don't think he should be, but he is, so we get to tender his ass. I wish I could, swap him and Kunin's contract, but it's not that, Damn, man. I really like Glass. I want him to be like my 3C, because he's just really, really good. I think oh man. Here's the thing, if I overpay him, I'm right now, dude. Like Tolvanen is, I'm honestly thinking of trading this guy. It's not really wowing me with his production by any means. Yeah, I mean, maybe wasn't playing with the strongest line, but he had Kunin and Tomasino. Like, that's not a bad line at all. I really feel like they should have been getting some more points. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Tomasino? Oh, there he is. Like, he's on a solid contract, absolutely. Like, he's earning his contract and more. It's not super, super long term, but it's good. Damn, man, I really want to get Glass back, but those price tags are just too high. Too high for where he's going to be, I think. He's going to have to be a more shorter-term guy. I think I definitely hold on to Ingram. Yeah, well, fuck yeah, especially with that. Give me that. All three of these guys are biting the dust. I was hoping that Myers would eventually change his mind. I felt like I could hold on to him for a little bit longer. Damn. I know Ghost of Spare was pretty much... They didn't have a ton of value, which is why I didn't really bother, because we didn't need picks either. Didn't really bother looking to move them. I think we can still get him back. We can, or if we want to, we'll probably let Ghost of Spare go. Kubelik can probably just go. I'm going to try to maybe keep Myers around, but it might be pretty difficult. And it is what it is. Some people leave in free agency. Not able all the time to get the value. Could have got future picks maybe, but not too concerned over it. Damn. It's mainly just, how do we... Yeah, I don't know if we can keep around Glass. Gonna be kind of tough. Anyway, let's take a look at the league. As I got carried away looking at that. Take a look at how we stacked up to the rest of the NHL. Johnny Gaudreau in Arizona leads the way in points. No one hits 100. What have been these years? They're so weird. No one hits 100, and Johnny Hockey leads the way in points with 97. What? This is so bizarre. Great job for Johnny Hockey, I guess. Goal leader was Ovechkin, tied with Evans, 50 each. So they're splitting that Maurice Richard. It's like a passing of the torch. Lander had 70 assists. Good God, Arizona's a bit scary. Was he? No, he's only elite. Damn. Yeah, this team's pretty freaking scary. Let's check who's the most clutch. Rantanen. Yeah, Rantanen is the most clutch. Period. Wow. Darius Evans, 20 power play goals. Ovechkin isn't even up though. He's up there only with 14 though. McDavid tied with two others in power play points. Shorty's only 3 for, that's the max for Kadri. How about points shorthanded? Nichushkin tied with, he's tied with 3 others. Norris, Hedel, and Glass. Is that our Glass? God damn, he's so good. Let's check out the possible Selke candidates. Maybe Lindholm Partanen. Barkov, I'd say, is a front runner right now. But yeah, Partanen's going to be that guy. He's got 90 faceoffs now. Exactly kind of what you wanted. Couturier, but not this year. Crosby's up there. What's going to be one of those, I'm sure. Scheifele took a shit ton of faceoffs, but he's awful at it. Giroux's even in the conversation. Yeah, going to be interesting Selke race, but I think it goes to Couturier. Excuse me, the game loves it, some Couturier. For the Norris, however, this is a bit closer. Riley and Carlson, probably to Carlson because the game loves plus-minus. But that's a very, very close race. I don't think I've ever seen Morgan Riley win it. At least in a while. It's been a while since I've seen him win it. I'd like to see him win it, but like I said, probably go to Carlson because the game absolutely loves plus-minus. After that, not a ton. Damn, dude, no Makar. There's Hughes up there. Makar is nowhere to be found. Fox is at least up there. Makar got outscored by Jimmy Sullivan, who's a two-way. What the hell? Poor Kale. Why is he not scoring this game, dude? It's so bizarre. Alright, well, let's check out goaltenders. I want a refund. I want an immediate freaking refund. Yep, nope. This doesn't count. Alright, this year just doesn't count in general. Jordan Binnington, the best goaltender. 920 and a 245. It's not 2019, okay, EA? Let's calm down here. How many penalty minutes? None. Amazing. It's because other people get penalized when he swings his stick at their face. All right. Well, unfortunately, no one is even there to tie him. You can't. You could maybe kind of make an argument for rest because the the record's so different. He has more like shutouts. You can kind of make an argument there. Uh, Jordan Bennington. Imagine. No shit. Joakim Kemmel wins the Calder. Just over AJ, son of a bitch. So we traded him. And, sorry, I just got a weird text. And apparently the servers just went down at the same time, too. Well, we trade him, and then he actually does pretty good. Listed his depth. Jumps up. I mean, he was always going to grow, but look how he's producing. We didn't need that. So, good for him. It's rare that I trade someone who actually does something, so congrats to them. And, dude, Jimmy Sullivan, man. He's grown incredibly well for a two-way. We had two guys in the top 5, finish for the Calder. I don't think we're going to see... Yeah, that's actually pretty good for Wallstedt. He is only 22, but I don't think they never give it to goalies. Although in this situation, you have a freaking strong argument for Jesper Wallstedt. It's really not bad at all. All right, let's do the fun stats now. Hits. Jaron Myers with 211. So you're still part grinder, apparently. 211 hits for Jaron Myers. And Brendan Gallagher with 207. Why the fuck are you hitting so much? Well, your aggressiveness is up there. No fights. All right, you're ready for the really, really fun part? All aboard! There he is. 38 fights for Crazy Train, who had only 48 points because he's in the box so goddamn much. Then Philip Durpa fought a shit ton. Is this... No, he's not. He's got too many X Factors. Why the hell is he fighting so much? Is he a two-way? He is a two-way. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, so 26 fights. You guys probably fought each other a few times. So at least it's not just Crazy Train being a menace out there, but he is still being a menace. That's an insane, insane amount of fights. Like, that needs to be... Look, he's still an effective player, but also you're a freaking franchise, dude. Calm down. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? That's so silly, man. That's absolutely silly. Oh boy. Alright, well, here's the part where I thought we were going to sim some playoffs, but we just absolutely kind of shit the bed at the end, so we're going to have a draft. And we might not need to move that pick up a whole heck of a lot, which is fine. We got LaRue to help us move it up to where, if there is a position where we want to get someone, we can get them. I'll show you guys the draft class before we sign off as well. There's a franchise. Might get him. There's a medium elite steal. Could easily get him. It's another playmaker, but then there's a couple snipers there as well. As for low elites, there's one that we got. Nowhere in the cool location. Or the prime location. The one that we expect. Top 6-wise. You get a couple. Actually, really good steal there. But mostly in the other normal-ish areas. And then... yeah. They're just kind of in the normal areas. So, not a ton of help there. But that's okay. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember to hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next one.